The birth of Samson. In our last story, we peered into the life of the outcast Jephthah. He was a forgotten bastard son who led Israel out of captivity from the Ammonites. However, he made a promise to God that he would sacrifice the first thing he saw after battle. Little did he know it would be his daughter. So Jephthah mourned and was remembered for his foolishness. In this story, we learn of Israel's disobedience and need for another hero. This time, God prepares the way for another hero, a hero that would be stronger than all the others combined. Yet his story would be a mixture of heroism and tragedy, inspired by the book of Judges. Like moths to a flame, Israel drew close to their sin. They had an insatiable appetite for idolatry. Their lewdness reflected a sickness that plagued man since the Garden of Eden. God would allow them to be held captive by the Philistines. Their captivity to the Philistines reflected a greater captivity in their hearts. Their own sin enslaved their souls, and the Philistines enslaved their bodies. For 40 years they lived in misery. During this time there was a man of Zorah named Manoah. Manoah and his wife were childless, for his wife was barren. Yet God had a plan for them. An angel of God met Manoah's wife and said to her, "You will conceive a son in due time, and when you do, he will live a life set apart for me. He will have no wine or strong drink, and eat nothing unclean. No razor shall come upon his head, for he shall be a Nazirite of God. For I shall rise him up to be a conquering hero, and he will do great things to liberate Israel from the Philistines." The woman ran to her husband and told him of the visitation from a strange man. Manoah prayed to God for guidance and wisdom, imploring that the angel visit again to give them more insight. God answered, and the angel appeared again to the woman. She ran back to her husband, saying, "Look, the man from before is here." So Manoah ran to go greet him. "Are you the one who spoke to my wife before?" Manoah asked. The angel of God nodded and said it was so. Manoah knelt before him and begged him to stay longer. "How shall we raise our child?" Manoah asked, for they had dreamed of being parents. And if their son was to be a hero, they wanted to be faithful. So God instructed Manoah as he did to his wife previously. He would have no wine or strong drink. He would eat clean foods and never cut his hair or face. God wanted to groom a warrior unlike any other before him. "Please stay with us a while," Manoah asked. "He will have a feast and make a burnt offering to you." And the angel of the Lord refused the food, but remained for the sacrifice made to the Lord. Manoah did not know he was speaking to God himself, so he asked the angel a simple question with profound implications. "What is your name?" Manoah asked. God looked upon Manoah as a father would a child. "Why do you ask me my name?" God asked. "It is Wonderful," he said. The name Wonderful would be prophesied as the name of the Messiah hundreds of years later. Manoah and his wife laid an offering down at the altar of God. They watched as the flames danced in front of them. It was night, and the light of the fire drew them in close. Then, in a rush like the wind was pushing the flames upwards, the angel of the Lord rose up with the smoke and disappeared into the sky. Manoah and his wife fell on their faces, finally realizing who it was they were speaking to. "The Lord will surely kill us since we have seen him," Manoah trembled. "If he wanted to kill us, we would be dead," his wife replied. God would not visit them in this way again. The two conceived and bore a child. They named him Samson. The young boy grew into a strong man. God blessed Samson in everything, and his strength was unmatched by anyone in the land. Year by year God groomed him. He abstained from drinks that would dwindle his wits, and he abstained from foods that would weaken his body. He did not shave and lived in the land under the training and favor of God. For one day he would be called upon to save all of Israel.